The MT09 SP is a road bike. Pretty nice actually. That suspension is quite soft, it's not harsh over the bumps, it's very forgiving on the road. The quick shifter, it's a little bit stiff, it takes a little bit of getting used to. I felt this when I tried the standard MT09. Position on this is comfortable, bars are high, nice foot peg position. It's still sporty, it's not completely about comfort, it's still got a sporty feel. A bit supermoto-y, but the seat height is quite low. The throttle response is a little bit snatchy. I've got this in standard mode, which is okay. It's better than the stock MT09, the 2016 one, which I've rode. There's a lovely little pop as you change gear. The engine sounds lovely. The sound of it is gorgeous. Quick shifter is definitely nicer than the SP. And it's got a nicer induction roar as well. And of course you've got the lovely TFT on this. Hey! The switch gear is quite nice. I'm finding it a bit fiddly that the indicators are right next to the horn. And with gloves on, it's all too easy to push the horn when you're trying to cancel the indicators. Hello, we're off again. The hazard lights are right next to the mode button, so you have to do battle with that. There's the hazards when you touch the little tiny mode button. So the switch gear is quite small and it's quite close together. Yeah, bars aren't quite as wide. Pegs are a bit slippier, I think. That could just be a bit of mud on my boots. And this has got the Super Corsa tyres as well, which I'm not sure I like that when it's a bit wet and damp. I prefer something a little bit more all-weather. Mirrors are really good. They're bar-end mirrors, look nice, and aren't they great for the position of them for seeing behind you. Feels a similar weight to the MT09. Maybe a smidgen heavier, maybe a slight bit more effort to change direction on it than the MT09 perhaps. It's definitely sporty. The seat is quite hard. The pegs aren't in a bad position. They're actually a little bit lower than the Street Triple, I fancy. It's a bit of a more of a supermoto-y position this. You're up over the front, your arms are out here, your elbows are out. You can get a real good amount of leverage on it. The clutch is very draggy. Quick shifter is, again, quite hard work. You've got to give it a proper pull on the lever. Blipper. Oh, that's racy. The blipper's racy. That blipper does sound good. It's a good fun road bike, absolutely lovely, comfortable. The seat's comfortable, the position's comfortable, lovely engine, not too vibey either, hardly, really good on vibes. I like it. This is really good actually. I'm loving this. This feels a bit more sporty than the MT09. This feels like you can push it on a bit more in the corners. Yeah, that's how a quick shifter should be. It shouldn't be like the MT09. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. That rear shock is lovely over really heavy bumpy sections of road. It doesn't jar you at all, it really soaks up the bumps nice. The Öhlins unit is great. It's set up soft, I think. It's set up soft for the road. And when you just think this is just over £9,000, then you've got Öhlins. Oh, it's incredible value. And it's a lot of fun. Oh, she's got a lovely old bark. It feels a bit Tuono-y, you know, it feels a little bit Tuono-y in its riding position and the way it handles. It's got that same eagerness. If I shut my eyes, yeah, it feels like the Tuono. Never a good idea to shut your eyes on a motorcycle, by the way, everybody. I don't recommend it. It's the hardest bike to ride out of the three from terms of the clutch, the aggressiveness of it, you know. It's the most powerful, nearly 140 brake. Mirrors, very good. You can see behind you really well, actually. No heated grips. Rear brake, yeah, typical rear brake, really. Not overly sharp. Just there to keep your wheelies in check, really. It's quite harsh as well over the bumps. It does jolt you around a little bit. And the fact the seat feels like it's got no padding, and the fact you can't move about on it, doesn't help things. This comes in at, I think it's 10.2, something like that. If that's wrong, I'll put it on the screen, but it's at least £1,000 more expensive than the MT09 SP. For on paper, a very similar spec bike. But I think that you can just tell the Triumph quality, I think, is just shining through a little bit more. Just the fit and finish of everything. Perhaps it's just a little bit more better overall quality of finish on this compared to the MT. Bacon and chicken sandwich washed down with a packet of Quavers and an Eccles cake. Living the high life. It's certainly got character. You can't say this bike doesn't have character. It's certainly got character. So if you want something which has an awesome soundtrack and is full of character, then I think this is the one out of the three. But is it the best bike? I'm afraid it's not. It's just revving it does when you pull away. It's like automatically revs. It's obviously some sort of like anti-stall system, a bit like the Suzuki's have, but not as good. But the biggest problem with this bike is it costs £13,000. It's £4,000 more expensive than the MT09. The engine actually has a surprising amount of bottom end for an engine which revs to 15,000 RPM. That is a surprise. It's definitely the most powerful, this one. Maybe this bike just works better when you're being a bit more aggressive with it. Maybe you've got to take it by the horns and really go for it to come alive. The brakes are excellent. Really, really good. The suspension is better when you're pushing. That's a tight corner. That's another tightie. Oh. Whoa, bouncy away! So things I'd like to see with this is a bit more work done on the quick shifter to make it a bit smoother. The engine is lovely, it's not vibey, can be a little bit snatchy the throttle response, but that's just, you know, that's just the Yamaha just trying to work around the Euro 4 restrictions. So, you know, a map, a changed exhaust, a remap, that will sort out the throttle response, I'm sure. There's a little bit of buzzing on the bars that sort of sat at 80, but not a lot. It's absolutely fine. So on the road, the MT09 SP scores 8 out of 10. After spending a bit more time on the Brutale, I'm sort of understanding it a bit more now. When you first step on this thing, you go, oh god, I don't like it. But if you push it on, it's when it starts to work, when you're pushing the bike on and you're being more aggressive with it, you're taking the lead with it. It sort of works in that situation. And as a Sunday morning back lane scratcher. I mean, you're not going to want to commute on this. It's too hard to ride. I mean, the clutch is grabby and it does its own revvy tick over thing as you try and manoeuvre it. The steering lock's not very good. But as a Sunday morning lane scratcher, it works. To be honest, as a road bike, these middleweight 800cc bikes, they're a great size for the road, to be fair. You can still open them up, you can still have fun on them without feeling like you're holding them back all the time. It's got good pickup, and the throttle response is very nice actually. Throttle response is definitely better than the MT09. Yeah, this sounds better. You got your indicator on, Ben? Ben, you got your indicator on? Ben? You got your indicator on? Mirrors in a great position there, but they vibey. Again, it's like this could be a tiny bit more vibey than the MT09 maybe. When you're on the power, a little tiny bit of vibe through the bars perhaps. I gave the SP MT09 an 8. I'd say this is slightly better. Why is it? Yes, I think it is. I'm going to give it an 8.5. Well, so you're in front then, Johnny, and I see the side.
Literally, yeah. You're going to be three abreast coming down there. Fairly.
What, together or drop back if all on the line? Yeah.
See that black lamppost?
Yeah.
It's going to be just before that.
Okay, mate.
But I think if we set off side by side,
wheelies.
Yeah.
Wheelies done.
Yeah. I look a bit.
Just look as if we're giving it a bit.
Yeah, just look a bit like that.
Bit tucked.
The head's quite nice as well sometimes.
Yeah, indicators off. Johnny's got to do a wheelie. We're either side of him. This could be interesting.
Right, check out the pheasant looking.
Hello, we got an XR3i. Don't see many of them.
Yeah.
80s, not well. 80s, yeah, 80s, isn't it? Gee, it's a good nick as well. That's tidy, isn't it? Off we go again. Got to do a jump shot now. Jump shot. Yeah, the Brutale is a fickle beast, I think. Sounds gorgeous. I love the bark. Sounds absolutely lovely. Riding position is aggressive, but you know, I can't mark it down for that. The switch gear's a bit fiddly as well, trying to get to the indicators. You end up hitting the horn. But Brutale rating, unfortunately, despite the epic engine noise and the addition of a blipper and some extra power, I'm afraid the Brutale scores are slightly disappointing. 7.
You know what, I'm happy to do it, but you know, guest rider and all that, you can have dibs.
Yeah, we can have a go.
Yeah? You don't have many chances before these come out and start getting shouty.
Yeah.
So he's trying to turn it, he needs to straighten it out.
Come across it straight.